Good evening. I'm Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor, and it's currently Sunday, April 5th, just a few minutes before 7 o'clock, just about 7 o'clock. And I want to touch base on our daily recap, the events that help you get, protect, and enjoy your money, life, and retirement, and what's happening in the news and what's happening in general that affect your ability to do just those things. If you go out, you need a mask. It's that simple. If you go out, you need a mask. Right now, the president thought that 100,000 deaths was really going to be a good outcome when he saw the possibility of over 2 million deaths. The Vice President Pence admitted that we're close to the Italian model where 12% of the cases, of the confirmed cases of COVID died. Okay. You actually need to be in a cave somewhere deep in the mountains not to realize that COVID-19 is spreading very quickly. This is a real situation. If you go out, you need a mask. Cases right now in the U.S. are over 331,000. There's over 9,400 deaths so far. That's triple the number of 9/11. Triple the number of 9/11. Right now in New York State, they have 122,000 cases. Over 4,100 deaths. 2,256 of those are in New York City by itself. And this is not expected to peak for another 7 to 10, maybe 21 days or so. New Jersey's got the number 2 spot with over 37,000 cases right now and over 900 deaths. And they're scheduled to be basically a week behind New York for their surge and their peak. Doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, EMTs, hospital staff, cops, firefighters, they're all getting sick and they're dying of COVID right now. There's fewer and fewer people to take care of you at this point in time. If you go out, you need a mask. Once the most powerful nation and influential nation in the globe is now reduced to not being able to provide really basic equipment to its frontline workers in major cities where they try to help save your life. This is a strange situation where the president is so consistently putting his own self-interest, and his political concerns with his re-election and his TV ratings above honestly serving the people that actually elected him. He has blatantly shirked his duties to this country and has refused to do what is necessary to protect this nation. He ignored the Crimson Contagion simulation that was done by his own administration and presented in October 2019. He ignored the intelligence briefings that he got last December that warned of a pandemic. He ignored the facts presented to him in January and February this year. There is a major disconnect from the White House and what's going on in D.C. and the affected nurses and ICUs on the front line. He refuses to fully invoke the Defense Production Act for some totally unknown reason. And he refuses to put a single non-political military person with a serious logistical background in charge of the full supply chain. That's what really is needed right now. State governors are basically left to their own, trying to figure out ways to handle a national crisis at the state level. The states are still bidding between themselves and FEMA for basic life-saving supplies. Vents, masks, PPEs. If you go out, you need a mask. Facts and science are being ignored right now, at the highest level, and actually demonized by religious zealots and political cronies, and it's costing lives at this point in time. There's a really simple, basic fact, Stay at home, social distancing, and wear a mask when you go out. For some reason, the president made the announcement, the CDC's finally recommended you should wear a mask, but he 4 or 5 times in that conference said, it's optional, not a problem. This is the same nonsense you got in January and February when, there's only 50 cases and it's going to go away. It's not going away. You need a mask. If you go out, you need a mask. All those things have caused the stock market to drop, and hit your retirement account well over 30% right now. The economy's lost over 701,000 jobs just last month. Unemployment was 6.6 million claims in just 1 week. A national high hasn't been seen before since they started keeping track of these things. With all this gross incompetence, we're in a situation where this could easily go into May or June. If you go out, you need a mask. One Detroit bus driver complained 4 weeks ago, almost 5 right now, that a woman was on his bus coughing, okay, without her mouth covered. He died from COVID. The naval officer, the captain of that nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, the Theodore Roosevelt, he was removed from his command because he sounded the alarm about COVID on a ship, trying to protect his crew. He was just tested positive for COVID. A lot of things have been done at the federal level. But they blew it off for the first 2 months, in January and February. And right now they only halfway have their act together. Okay. Federal relief payments are in process somewhere. Okay, the IRS is supposed to be sending these checks out, but no one's seen any money yet. Okay. And if paper checks have to go out, it could be the end of April before people start to see them. You can withdraw some money from your tax-deferred accounts, but again, you're just pushing things off. I've got regulations on that, some inklings in my YouTube channel. There's a link there that will get you some more information on that, but it's there, but that's a minor relief. Okay, if you're unemployed, you can't get your unemployment insurance right now. The states are just jammed up. It's an ugly situation. If you have a small business, they came out 2 days worth of notices here. Oh, small business loans. Their money's flying out the door. No money's flying out the door. The banks haven't lent anything yet. The regulations are still totally screwed up. And by the time anybody gets the money, they're going to be a bad way. Okay. If you're out of work right now and you don't have health insurance, okay, call your state to see what the state can do for you. Okay. It's the locals, the states and the local governments that are actually doing work for you right now. The stimulus payment that, it's supposed to be coming, it will come at some point in time. Okay. The scams have already started. Okay. People are still getting already emails and phone calls trying to get them to justify information. They don't need to justify any information. You don't need to supply any information on the phone or by email. The state and the IRS will not contact you by email or by phone to verify any information. I'll give you a link to an IRS government site and you can verify your information there. It'll be on my YouTube channel. The scams are already out there. The supplies are off the wall. Okay. People are trying to sell masks for $50, $80 a piece for something that costs $1, $2. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay. If you go out, you need a mask. If you go out, you need a mask. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I finally got that video done. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to make your own masks so you never have to be without. Now, there's a lot of uncertainty right now. Your daily routine has been upended for almost 3 weeks right now. Okay, you're frustrated, you're angry, you're scared. Those things are normal at this point in time. They're not wrong. They just are. Just deal with what is. Okay, right now you've got a 40% chance that you're going to get COVID if you don't already have it. A 40% chance. But there's also a 98% chance that if you get it, you're going to clear from it. A 98% chance that you're going to be okay. It'll be uncomfortable, but you'll be okay. Okay. Now, you have very limited control over things that are happening outside of your control. And there's a lot that's happening outside of your control right now. You've got no control over the bozo and the clown show that's happening down in D.C. right now. But you can control certain things. You can control how you react to those situations. Okay. Except the fact that this is going to last for a little while yet. This hasn't peaked even in New York, and New York was the epicenter. It started the whole thing in the United States. It started out in California, but they did what they were supposed to do. Okay, they shut things down quickly, very, very quickly. Went to social distancing. People thought it was a terrible thing. Their cases have dropped down. Washington State, their cases have dropped down. Their death rate is below New York State right now. What a surprise. They did what they were supposed to do. Okay. Now, New York is a strange situation. Tons and tons of people in New York State. New York City is a little world all jam-packed into 5 boroughs. Lots and lots of people. Okay. Right now, the governor's doing everything he can. The mayor's doing everything he can. Okay. But it's how you react to these situations. Okay. Control what you can control in your life. Okay. You will come out of this on the other side, no problems at all. Excuse me. But there's only a few basic things that you can do. They're really, really very basic things that you get to do right now. You get to plan your finances for the next 3 months. That's a really basic thing because you have to assume that it's going to last at least 3 months. What are you going to do for income? Where are you going to pull money from? Are you going to put things on credit cards? You're going to try a home equity loan? Possible. You tap into your retirement accounts? Also possible. Okay. You need to rethink your Plan A. Plan A is the problem that allowed you to be put in this situation. If you're out of work right now, your Plan A is the problem with that. You were counting on something and you had no control over that. You really need to rethink your Plan A. You need to put a Plan B in place. Any responsible person always has a Plan B. Sometimes a Plan C. There's always a backup plan someplace. If you don't have one, you're being irresponsible to yourself and your family. So put a Plan B in place. Plan B needs to be something that you get to control yourself, that you have much, much more control over. It's not a second job. That probably wouldn't hurt, but it's not a second job. It's your own business, something that you can control, irregardless of what happens in the rest of the world. Now, you need that to supplement your income should something bad happen, and something bad has happened. If you go out, you need a mask. I finally did the video to show you how to make your own mask. Again, I posted on the YouTube channel right now, The Real Money Doctor. Go there. Remember, the virus doesn't move by itself. People move the virus. If people don't move, the virus stops moving. Stay at home. Don't have family gatherings. Okay. Right now, the kids came over today. They brought one of their puppies. Okay. The puppies were the only ones that were not social distancing. The people kept their social distancing. My daughter and son-in-law, they kept their distances. That was fine. Okay. The puppies were interacting a lot, and it was great. But keep some social distance with you. It's really, really important. Okay. You're going to go out at some point in time. You need to get groceries. You need to get some prescriptions possibly, or maybe some routine hospital visits, which are probably canceled at this point in time. They really don't want you in the hospital if you don't absolutely need to be there. If you go out, you need a mask. Don't change your behavior to avoid infection. Assume you're infected and change your behavior to avoid transmission. You need a mask. If you wear a mask, okay, whatever you're breathing out is going to be stopped at the mask. Whatever anybody else is breathing on top of you is going to be stopped on the outside of the mask. Okay, and I show you a nice washable mask that you can have, and a disposable mask also. Show you 2 masks that you can wear that you can put together very, very quickly in under 2 minutes. It's on the YouTube channel, The Real Money Doctor. Go there and take a peek at that afterwards. Now, you need to COVID-proof your house. I also have a link there in the YouTube channel. The link in the YouTube channel goes to a page I've set up, and it's got tons of links in there. Tons of links in there that are going to be interesting, entertaining, and helpful along the way. Now, you need to do some basic planning on the estate side of things. The estate side is, what happens to you. Okay, should you get sick, you need a living will. What happens if you go into a hospital? Okay, they're stopping the family at the door. They're not letting the families in at this point in time. If you go into the hospital, okay, your family needs to bring back your living will. You need to have one. Okay, a durable power of attorney. If you're in a hospital for a month, okay, the world keeps going on. Financial things are still occurring, and the things that you would have taken care of, you can't now because you're in the hospital. Somebody needs to take care of those for you. A durable power of attorney will do that. You need to have discussions with your family as to who's going to do what and when. And God forbid, you're one of the 2% that actually dies from this, and people are going to die. People are going to die. If you're one of those unlucky folks, you want to make certain that your affairs are in order, that things happen with your belongings that you want to have happen to them. A will just transfers the title. That's all a will does. It transfers the title of something that's in your name to somebody else. That's all it does. The main things are real estate and brokerage accounts that are in your names. Bank accounts are smaller generally, and you can make arrangements for those. If you have life insurance, if you have annuities, if you got pension plans, okay, they transfer by themselves because when you signed up for them, they required you to have a beneficiary. Okay, you might want to recheck and make certain that the current beneficiary you have listed is the beneficiary you want that money to go to. So that's something you can do right now. You've got control over that. Okay. When you plan now, you have a whole lot more certainty in your life. It gives you control over certain things. Okay. It gives you a sense of well-being. Remember, your entire life has been upended in the last 3 weeks. Your daily routine's been out the window. Your job is out the window. Okay, what are you going to do to control, to bring that all back together, some way, shape, or form, to put you back into control, get you centered again? Daily meditation is a nice thing. Keeps you centered. Daily journaling, another nice thing. Read some books, another nice thing. When you're reading books and you're doing some research on the internet, do some research on what you can do for your plan B. Now you've got some time. Research your plan B. What type of business can you start? What skills do you have, or what additional skills do you need to get in order to operate a business for yourself? Doesn't need a full-time thing. Your plan A job is probably going to come back to some degree, but it's not going to come back anytime quickly. So you need to do something. When your plan A job comes back, you'll have a plan B, your own business, that you can work at on the side. And at some point in time, that plan B job, that business, may take over, may generate enough income for you that you can walk away from your plan A job. That's the ideal thing that you want out of a business. Now, a lot of people are being exceptionally responsible right now. They are staying at home. They are wearing masks. They are keeping social distancing. Okay, keep that up. Check on your family. Check on your neighbors. Call. Video calls are great. People like to see your face. Okay. The isolation is driving some people crazy at this point in time. There have already been a few suicides, sorry to say, from the isolation. If you can video conference with people, do video calls, FaceTime, okay, phone calls, friends, neighbors, okay, relatives, if you like them that much. Sometimes you don't. Okay, but check on them. Okay. When you do, it helps everybody along the line. Now, despite the total lack of serious leadership coming out of D.C., the nation is coming together. State and local governments are doing a phenomenal job, okay, of keeping things on track, outside of the couple crazies that have these religious exemptions for church. If you're a religious person, that's great. It really is great. I'm glad for you. However, okay, have some common sense. You cannot have religious gatherings at this point in time. Anybody who's remotely responsible is doing them online some way, shape, or form. For you to physically go to a church, to a building, to a mosque, or to a synagogue, okay, and have gatherings with other people at this point in time is not the wisest thing in the world. It really isn't. Now, most people, okay, are being much, much more responsible than that. And I know that if each one of you do your part, that this is going to go over sooner instead of later. But that sooner still could be months away from now. But if we don't do these things, if we don't keep a social distancing, if we don't wear a mask when we go out, okay, this could extend for a while. It doesn't need to be that way. Do what you're supposed to do now. Take control of yourself, how you react to situations. Be responsible to yourself and to your family. Okay, maintain your sanity. There's only so many things that you actually can control. Control the things that you can control. Don't react to things that have no control, that you can't control at all. Turn the news off. For Christ's sakes, turn the news off. Okay, the news will get you revved up constantly. Your stomach will never be settled. You won't be able to sleep at night. Okay, turn the news off. 5-10 minutes is more than enough. Focus on the family. Focus on yourself. Get a little introspection going on. See what got you to where you are right now. See what things you want to change in your life. Make some life goals. Those are things that you can do. Again, if you got small kids in the house, Dr. Terry does her nightly reading at 7:30 or so, a few minutes from now. Bedtime Books with Dr. Terry. Go on my YouTube channel. I've got a link there. It goes to a page on a website. And there are tons of links in there every day. And just for the hell of it, There's a daily present there. There's a present box. You go down, just on the top of the page, there's a present box right there. Click on the box, and there'll be a special link there. It'll be different every day, and just a little present for you. Now, like and share this video. Go on YouTube and look at the video on how to do your own DIY mask under 2 minutes. You can do a mask in under 2 minutes. Okay, you can have 2 different types of masks. You can do it under 2 minutes from your house so that when you go out, you'll have a mask. Again, I'm Dr. Fred Rouse, the Real Money Doctor. I'm here to help you to get, protect, and enjoy your money, your life, and your retirement. So I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow at 7. I appreciate you being with me tonight. Thank you.